Welcome to another episode of the Co-op Connection Podcast. Today, our Director of Member and Vendor Relations, John Hagarty, is joined by Geoff Abbott from Buckeye Cleaning Centers. They discuss what Buckeye does for our members as an approved co-op vendor and also show that cleaning and chemistry go hand in hand. So sit back, relax, and crank up that volume.
Well, it's good to have you today, Geoff.
Thanks for having me.
Glad you can come in and just spend a little time with us. One of the things that I think is kind of fascinating, I'm sure that some of our audience likes to hear as well, is a little bit about you and our people, how they've got into the industry, the current role that they're in now. So how did you get into this industry?
It's kind of funny. The janitorial supply industry is something I never thought I'd get into, never thought about it, even though growing up, my dad had a contract cleaning business. So he actually had a business that had employees, and they'd go out and clean facilities. And that was my first job, was going out and cleaning facilities for him. Yeah. And I never thought I'd be on the other side. Like, I never thought about where these products even came from, and could you even sell those, until I graduated college. And Buckeye was at a recruiting fair, and I told them that my dad had a contract cleaning business. They did some demonstrations of some products for me, and I said I could sell these. Yeah. And in 20 years later, here I am still selling the products that I believe in from day one of seeing how the chemistry works and how it's different. Nice. And it was a really eye-opening experience.
Yeah. So, with that, 20 years being not only in the same industry, but with the same company. I mean, that's almost unheard of now, especially in the sales realm. Like, people, they just come and go. It's like a revolving door.
Yes.
And so in my opinion, I think that longevity is important. So speaking to that, tell us a little bit about how, Buckeye began, when they began, how they began, and where you guys are now.
Gotcha. Well, Buckeye, they were founded in 1844, so we invented chip laundry soap, a bar line, a cheese grater. They put it in a box and sold it. We've come a long way since then. Buckeye moved to St. Louis from Ohio in the 1970s, and then really just focused on the janitorial industry at that time. So since the 70s, our focus has been manufacturing chemistry in the Jan-San industry, and how can we bring value to those customers. And the office here in Houston's been open since 1994, and we've been servicing customers. And we have customers that we got in 1994 that are still customers today.
Wow. Yeah, so that speaks volumes to what you guys do. And I think it's important to consider that, the company's been around since the 1800s, which I don't know many companies that have been.
Exactly.
But also just kind of staying in your lane and doing what you do and doing it well and doing it, as best as you can. I think it speaks volumes to you guys as an organization. When we think about janitorial supplies, I'm sure there might be a lot of people out there that say, well, I can get janitorial supplies anywhere, like Amazon, Costco, local vendors. Like, what would make me go with you? Why would I choose Buckeye?
Well, I mean, I thought the same way before I joined Buckeye. Was chemistry is chemistry. You can go get a trash bag anywhere. If I go to the grocery store, whatever I get is the same as what I could buy from any janitorial supply vendor. And that's not really the case. There's so many variations and options, and chemistry does matter. Is it safe to use? Is it water-based or is it solvent-based? All of these products are going to be around kids and people that come in your facilities. So can you have the safest chemistry on the market and then also have it work? And it's something I just never thought about until I joined Buckeye. And when you see the product performance and differences, you can save money and have that product performance at the same time and be environmentally friendly. It's putting that all together. And that's just for the chemistry side. When you have paper towels and trash bags, all of those factors come in for each category that is out there for the Jan-San industry.
Okay. Now, obviously, I would argue that, having safe products is important when you're around children and those sorts of things. Do you think there's a misnomer, perhaps, like, with something that sounds like it's there's not a whole lot to it chemical-wise, that can it be as effective in cleaning as like these other ones that have all these other ingredients? maybe speak a little bit to that.
Yeah, so that's the number one conception is when you go green or you have products that are safe to use, that the product performance is going to go down. And that's really what separates Buckeye from all of the competition. Is in the 1990s, the owner of the company said, I want to make chemicals that are environmentally friendly but have the same product performance as the solvent-based and the nasty chemicals that were out there on the market. And he hired a team of chemists to come up with that chemistry. The first patented chemistry came out with was called liquescence, and that's what it does is it takes solids back to a liquid form to make it safe and effective to remove products. So whether it be graffiti or floor finish or coatings, how can you take that chemistry and apply it in a safe manner? And that's what they hire the chemist to do. And that product performance that Buckeye have is unmatched on the marketplace.
Wow. Yeah, that would be actually. I believe that you brought something for us to kind of get an example of what that looks like in real time.
Yes. I brought one of our products that contains the liquescence, and I can show you a quick demonstration on how that works and how it can benefit the customer. So this is a simple way for us to demonstrate to the customers how our chemistry is different. So I wrote on here, this is a Sharpie marker. I wrote Buckeye on it. So Sharpie is a permanent marker. When you're writing with it, it's a liquid, and then it dries as a solid. So what we're going to do is, if I take our product, this is our heavy-duty muscle cleaner, and if I spray this on here, what it's going to do is it's going to start to liquefy that ink back to the liquid form that it came in that pen. Because if you kind of look at it here, and if you could look at it, it's kind of just disappearing. It makes it looks like it disappears, but it actually isn't. It is actually in that solution right there. So if I pull that out, now all of that ink is in the liquid form. Now it's on this towel right here. It is all transferred from that solution to there. So instead of what most chemistries on the market, what they do is they'll soften it up and it'll come up in chunks. So you really have to use elbow grease, and maybe you get one chunk off and not another, so you have to go back and reapply it. This will liquefy it, so it's a lot easier to remove.
Wow. And so you said that helps with like Sharpie, or you mentioned like graffiti. So like spray paint, would it?
So not graffiti is a little bit different on the outside. So if it's spray paint, usually it's on the outdoors, and
so different surface.
Different surfaces. We're talking about indoor environments.
Gotcha.
And it'll help remove it. So if you have a coating on the floor, it's in that. If you have a carpet and you're trying to clean soils in a carpet, so it'll help liquefy it and remove it. So anything for heavy duty removal, it's going to have that liquescence in it to help for safe and effective removal.
All right, that was awesome to see. I don't know of any products on the market that could do something like that. Now, as far as the product quality and those sorts of things, we've talked to that. What other added value does Buckeye bring to the table that something like Amazon or Costco that they just really can't do?
Well, so what we try to do is, since we are the manufacturer, it's not just like, hey, here's the product, go have fun with them, right? So Buckeye has a whole training program geared towards training custodians how to use the products correctly and effectively to get the best performance out of them, at the same time using them correctly and safely. So we have a whole online training program in English and Spanish that goes through whether you're cleaning an office, a classroom, a floor, a bathroom. We go through every scenario, and we have an online training course, and then actually tests that go online, wall charts, just tons of product support to make sure that you're not only have the products that work the best on the marketplace, but you're trained to use the products correctly in the most effective manner to save people money, so they don't use the products over and over and over again, misuse them, and then have to use them multiple times. But then also they're using them in a safe manner to make sure they're using them properly.
Sure. Yeah. Do you ever get people that might say something like, well, that sounds a little complicated, like I need to get trained for this? Do you have some kind of pushback sometimes with that? Yeah,
I mean, or it could be the opposite. We're like, oh, we don't need training.
Right.
And it goes both ways. But with the training program, we are a demonstration company, like you just saw. We like to do demos and show the product performance. Now, when we get out into your facility, we want to make sure that we can do that again and demonstrate how the product is going to work in the facility and show the difference between the current chemistry, because the way that you use the products are slightly different in many instances. whether it be dwell time, whether it be how much product you apply. There is some training that goes into when you change products and you have a different chemistry and a whole almost a whole different mindset on how to use the products.
Yeah.
That training is going to be very, very important to make sure that it goes great.
Absolutely. Yeah, I see it would be pretty crucial. I mean, I'm sure people out there are like, oh, well, it's a chemical, we apply it. What's there to know? But really, to make it be effectual, to get it done right, I think it's great that you offer the training programs and the added materials.
And many people get in custodial and it's just they've never got trained. It was just someone told them how to, or they watched someone else do it and kind of started doing the same thing, or started experimenting on their own, and started trying to figure out in being a manufacturer and just coming and going in. Okay, this is how the chemistry is going to work the best. This is the procedure to work the best. It can be very eye-opening.
Now, just kind of shifting gears a little bit, I'm sure that you've experienced this in your personal life, with finances and budget. Like, we're all feeling a pinch right now. So it's not uncommon for our churches and our schools to experience that same financial pinch, looking at their bottom line budgets. So in what ways can Buckeye soften the blow for this problem?
So there's many ways we can do it, whether it be with the chemistry of the product. So everything we sell, not everything, but the majority of situations that we go into, we're going to sell the customer a concentrate on the chemicals. So instead of going to the store, to Sam's, and you buy some Windex, and you buy that bottle and it's just you're ready to use it, we sell you the concentrate, and then you have to mix it with water. And when you do that, you go from, in a scenario where you pay $3-4 a quart for that Windex, now you're going to pay $1, $2 a gallon for the product.
So repeat that just so that people can understand.
And so again, when you mix the product, when you buy it concentrated and mix it yourself, there's a ton of savings. You go from maybe $3 a quart to $1 to $2 a gallon of the product. So there's 4 quarts in a gallon. So you're saving a bunch of money there. It's just like if you go to a fast food restaurant, you don't get a 20-ounce bottle of Coke or a 20-ounce can, because they buy the concentrate of that Coca-Cola and then they mix it at the soda fountain, and that's where the cost savings is going to be. It's going to be that same type of mindset for chemicals. But say you have a facility and you have a contractor that comes in and they provide the chemicals themselves. We have a lot of scenarios that way. We have trash bags, hand soap, paper towels. There's tons of opportunities to save people money, whether it be with, are you using the correct plastic, the correct paper? Do you have dispensers that can control the usage? There's tons of ways that we can do it. And that's the most common thing that we get from people is say, hey, just send me a price list. Well, that's hard to do because we customize our programs to say, hey, how can I save you the most money and give you the best products for your individual facility?
Yeah, and I know we've talked a lot about the cleaning products in them of themselves, but as you just mentioned, y'all do the trash bags, paper towels, you have the soap dispensers and all those sorts of things. So can you tell us a little bit about what Buckeye does for its customers when it comes to the actual dispenser use and that sort of thing?
So Buckeye, we are a manufacturer on the chemicals. We also manufacture a whole line of trash bags, and we also manufacture our own hand soap, sanitizers. So with that, we on our hand soap and sanitizer, that goes in a dispenser, obviously. So those are all no charge, and we have customization. So you're able to customize, put your logo. We have a whole behavior modification program geared to awareness and how important hand hygiene is to helping have a safe, healthy environment. It's the number one way to stop the spread of infection is by good hand hygiene. So we have a whole program geared to customization to help the customers out on that. Then when you get into paper towels and whatnot, we partner with different companies. We have 3 major paper companies that we partner with, and they have their own programs with no charge dispensers and cost savings and controlled usage as well. And depending on each scenario, we figure out which manufacturer is going to benefit each individual facility the best.
Yeah, a couple of things that you said I think really stand out is the fact that free dispensers with the use of the products. Because I know I had a member not too long ago call in, and they needed to replace a soap dispenser. And it was $35 just
Yep.
for a single dispenser.
Yep, you see
and
that
you
all the
multiply
time.
that by how many? That's a lot.
Exactly. And they break, there's TikTok challenges where
Yeah.
the kids will go in and people go in and break dispensers. They'll break just on wear and tear.
Mm-hmm.
So there's constant, you have to replace the dispensers. So having that no cost of, I can always get this dispenser at no charge, as many as I need
Sure.
is a good comfort level to be
Yeah.
in. And then having a good product to go in it to have that controlled usage in the facility.
Yeah. And with that controlled usage too, I think about like a lot of the churches, well, even my church, we have kind of this thing that's set up and you just grab paper towels out of there. And I mean, I see people grabbing whole handfuls and then it just goes in the trash. And then it's like, that was a lot of product.
Yeah, you'll see them in baskets or in a dispenser. So if it's a folded towel,
Yeah.
it's real easy just to grab a bunch. Or it's like a restaurant where you can go in and just pinch out a bunch of the the napkins. The same thing you can do with the folded towels, where you just go grab in and grab 20 at a time. So when we're saying controlling the usage, is how can I make it so the customer can take one at a time, and it is what they need to get their hands dry or wash their hands, whatever it may be, but it's not wasting any product. It can that dispenser works every single time properly.
That's great. Yeah, and I appreciate about Buckeye too that our members will have an account manager, making sure that the inventory's there and that they're not overusing or underusing and that sort of thing, that they're really caring for the facility well, and so that's important.
So we have sales reps dedicated to servicing the customers, making sure that they're seeing them. Our goal is to meet with every single customer face to face at least once a month to make sure that we're, everything we sell, people pour down the drain or throw in the garbage. So it's constant reorders. So we need to make sure that our products are performing, the trash bags are performing, the paper towels there's no issues. So it's that face to face time that we really, really value, to make sure that there's no adjustments that need to be made, maybe to the program that we have for that customer, and that they're happy with how things are going.
Yeah.
And
That goes a long way with me personally.
Yes.
So last thing I'll ask, I'm sure that you have, there are a couple common objections or questions that you encounter. I'm sure maybe even some of our listeners right now have some questions or objections that have come to their mind. How do you address these questions or these objections?
Yeah, so I mean, a big one that we get is, we're not big enough for a company like you. We don't buy that many supplies. And really, we have customers ranging from getting, $1,000 in a year or less, all the way up to, large school districts that buy millions of dollars worth of products. So, but we value every single customer. There's no customer that is too small. We have an online ordering system that can be used very, very well, and we can save people money, again, with those programs. So if you're going to Sam's, we can save you 25-30% because we have products specifically geared for your marketplace. People don't even know we exist. This industry even exists. They just think that I have to go to Amazon or I have to go to Sam's or something like that because I see the products there.
Yeah.
And they think, I'm saving money by just going to Sam's. Well, there's even more discounts because we use our buying power being a nationwide company, as well as being specific for this marketplace of janitorial supplies. And being the manufacturer, we cut out a middleman for all the products that we make.
Yeah. So what I love about that is there's not a church or a school too small, not a church or a school too big.
Exactly. So we were able to fulfill and take care of every size customer that is out there on the marketplace.
That's great.
And so again, with us, if you're going to Sam's, now we do deliveries. So we would deliver the product for you. You don't have to worry about, how do I get away from my facility to go get these products and bring them out to our facility.
Yeah. Now, is there a threshold of like how much you have to order to get like free delivery?
There's no order minimums.
Okay.
It's whatever the customer needs, they place an order and it's going to get delivered to them.
Jeff, well, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to sit here with us and educate us, and it was encouraging to hear from you, and hope that everybody else benefited from it as well.
I really appreciate you letting me have the time to come out.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Co-op Connection Podcast. To learn more about Buckeye and how they can help your organization, please visit our website, www.churchcoop.org.